We were somewhere around Barstow, on the edge of the desert, when the drugs began to take hold.
You're either in or you're out. Right now.
I want to gamble.
I never want to hear those words out of your mouth again.
Gambling is not your problem.
Has anybody ever told you before your bad luck?
Most gamblers, when they go to gamble, they go to win.
Those were my mother's dying words.
When we go to gamble, we go to lose. Show me the money.
Get out of here, man.
Show you the money.
Honestly, let's just go. Let's go to Vegas.
Jerry, I want you to say it what you would mean it, brother. Show me the money!
It's the Sports Memory Vegas pregame show.
Good morning, good morning. The Super Bowl has come and passed. Kind of in the mid-season doldrums of the NHL and NBA. No pitchers and catchers reporting, even though I'm rocking my Pirates jersey. Sadly, now it's basketball season, babe. Now it is college basketball season for the next 6 weeks. Newman, you know how happy this makes me.
Well, there's literally nothing else. So no baseball for now until MLB gets their shit together. No, obviously no football after last week. And yeah, I mean,
What did you think of the Super Bowl, real quick?
Hockey's on a break. In general, I thought it was a pretty good game. I thought the more talented team won, but it was a fun game to watch. I was actually impressed by what Cincinnati did in terms of in the trenches early in the game. Obviously, that played out later in order to for the Rams to be able to win the game. Aaron Donald's an absolute monster. No surprise there. But I thought that both teams, coaching wise, could have done some things a little bit better. And that may have changed the game either way if either one had.
Hashtag Zach Taylor exposed. I thought McVay whooped the crap out of him in that game.
He didn't, though. He just had better players.
Yeah. Did you happen to see how much Vegas won? It was like one of their most profitable Super Bowls because the two most popular bets was Rams covering and Cincinnati winning, and neither happened. So I mean, this is a Vegas show. Vegas cleaned up on Sunday.
Yeah, so statistically, they say that normally the team that wins the game covers one way or the other, right? And that obviously didn't happen in this game.
Yep.
So if it happens more often and everyone was on it, basically, and it goes the other way, it's great for Vegas.
Yeah, I did decent only because I hit a plus 1,400. I bet on a non-quarterback to throw a touchdown. At plus 1,400.
That's a pretty nice little bet, right?
If Aaron Donald would have won MVP, I would have had a record day. So I was very, very close.
Should have won MVP.
He should have won MVP. But all right, let's jump into my second favorite sport, college basketball. We have a small slate of games, but some really good ones. So let's jump right into this, Newman, unless you have anything you want to talk about beforehand.
No, I'm good. Let's go.
Cool. Let's jump into the Big 12, leading things off. We got, seems like we're talking about Jamie Dixon every week, and this isn't 2008, which is a little weird. But we got TCU going into number 7 Baylor. Baylor is 11.5-point favorites, and Baylor's already won by 12. What do you make of this game, Newman?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I like TCU in general. Jamie Dixon is our boy. If you look at them, they play really competitive basketball. So this 11.5 number is something that does scare me a little bit. But at the end of the day, Baylor's just a better team. TCU has lost, several games by more than double digits. So this isn't something that would be out of the question, like would shock you if they wind up winning, if Baylor winds up winning by double digits. And for that reason, I'm on the Bears. I'm just going to take the better team here. And, this is probably, like you say, I think here, this is definitely a game that if you're investing any money into this, you're not going to invest a lot because it's not by any means a sure thing. But
It's a very good line. I'm staying away from it mostly because TCU is pretty good against the spread. They're 12-9-2. So they good teams win, great teams cover, and TCU's been pretty good against the spread this year. But again, we talked last week, like this might be a tease game. Like if you want to tease this point, like to 9.5 or something, I like Baylor a little bit more. There, 11.5 is just a little too rich. For my blood, all right, let's jump into what I think is the game of the day because I'm biased. I'm up here in freezing Midwest country. Newman and I were talking about this beforehand. The feel-like temperature is currently 3 degrees with 20-mile-per-hour winds in Indianapolis. But number 12, Illinois, goes into number 19, Michigan State. Illinois is favored by 1.5 in this game. Newman, I think Illinois is the best team in the Big Ten. A lot of people think it's Purdue, but I think it's Illinois because they can score at all 3 levels. They have Kofi, my boy Kofi. Then they have Tim Frazier, who can light it up from 3. Then they have Curbelo, which is one of the most creative guards in the country. They can score in every way, and I just don't think Michigan State has that. They don't have the point guard play. They don't have the big man. They have the wings and they're athletic, and they have Izzo. But man, I'm taking the better team and the team that I think is really rounding into form as we get close to March.
So, yeah, I mean, something that I've noticed about this Michigan State team is not really built like some of the other Michigan State teams that we've seen in years prior. They've gotten out-rebounded, which is shocking to say out of an Izzo team. And Illinois is just one of those teams. I feel like this is definitely when they hit their stride. They've been playing some really good basketball lately, and they've got the talent right now. So I'm also on the Illini here. It's only 1.5 point at Michigan State. It's not like Michigan State's played good enough that would be something that you'd even factor in.
Yeah, no, for sure. Illinois' coach Brad Underwood loves to play the villain too. He's a grade A asshole. He never looks happy. He has shunned more handshake lines. The guy's an ass, but I mean, Illinois was a bad program a few years ago. He's really got that thing moving in the right direction, and they're a scary team right now.
Yeah.
Let's move to my second favorite conference, the Big East. Xavier at number 24, UConn. UConn is giving 6.5 to what I think. I like Xavier here. We have a A+ point guard matchup in Paul Scruggs versus RJ Cole. 6.5 is too much for me. I don't think I'll take Xavier money line. I think I'm going to take the 6.5 points. But I'm going here with the Musketeers.
Yeah, I mean, last week, this game was literally played, and I believe Xavier won, right?
He did. They did.
So how are they getting points here a week later? We're a week later. I get
74-68 last Friday. So Xavier won by 6 at home.
Yeah.
That's a 12.5 point swing in 8 days. That's too much, Newman.
Right. Yeah. I mean, what's changed that you're going to say that all of a sudden UConn is going to be
home court's big in college? It ain't 12.5 points.
No. So I'm on the Musketeers here.
Are you taking them at plus 250?
I mean, yeah, that'd be something that'd be worth throwing some money on.
It's good juice, dude. It's good juice at 250.
Absolutely. But the 6.5 points, I mean, I'll take that all day too.
Yep.
So
that's where I'm leaning at minus 110. Like I said, it isn't plus 250, but Jack Nunge, Paul Scruggs, Xavier's a good team. I like Travis Steele as a coach. Xavier here in a game that I will definitely be flipping back and forth to. I'm going to be locked on to the Illinois and the Xavier game. The game I think I know you'll be watching.
I mean, that Illinois-Michigan State game is really good. So
really good. Really good. Well, I'm curious here because I think we have 3 good games. The next one is 11 Texas Tech going into number 20 Texas. Number 20 Texas is favored. Texas Tech beat the heck out of them a few weeks ago. Do you think this is the Chris Beard revenge game?
Maybe, but I'm taking the points. I'm taking the points. Whenever you have a team that literally just beat the other one that is somehow a dog in the next game, I get it's at Texas, but it's not like that environment in Austin is rowdy or anything like that.
No.
So
Mm-mm.
I'll take the Red Raiders. You say Chris Beard revenge game. What about the Texas Tech players? They're like, oh,
Yeah.
you left us for that shit squad, and we're gonna kick your ass again. So
You don't
obviously,
see that too often. The team that a big high profile coach leaves and the other team's better. I mean,
in
they gotta be loving it. Yeah.
conference, right? So you're the Red Raiders. This guy just, you went to whatever 4 straight Sweet 16s or something like that with him, some Elite Eights and stuff like that, and you're just gonna leave us for Texas because they're paying more. If I'm the players, I'd be pretty upset about that. So they're as motivated as he is in this game, and they have more say in what happens in the game than he does. So
Yeah.
I'm going to take the Red Raiders getting the 3.5 here.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Texas. I'm gonna say Chris Beard, takes this one extremely personal. I mean, he isn't quite the hothead that Brad Underwood is, but I mean, Chris Beard, he wants to win this game really, really bad. And I know Texas Tech just won, but they didn't have an answer for Timmy Allen in the first game. My thing is going to be, can Marcus Carr actually play defense against Bryson Williams? That's going to be the matchup that I think really determines this game. Bryson Williams is the better player, but Marcus Carr has the ability. Marcus Carr is probably one of the most disappointing players this year. I hate disparaging college kids, but I think he was like the number 2 transfer in the entire country, and he just hasn't been that. But the potential's there. I'm taking Texas, but again, I think this is going to be a wonderful game. It'd be a rock fight, though. Did you notice that over-under?
Yeah, I mean, that doesn't really surprise me in terms of this game. Kind of just the way the Big 12 is really going this year for the most part. All the really competitive games have been kind of low scoring.
I mean, 126. That's like a high school game. It's low.
Yeah.
Let's jump to probably the exact opposite game in the SEC. Number 25 Bama at number 4 UK. We talked about it last week about UK potentially being the best team in the country. I love Kofi. UK is giving 6.5, but Oscar, have you watched any of, I'm not even going to try to pronounce his last name. Have you watched Big Oscar at all? Yeah. He's averaging 16 points and 15 rebounds. He is the best big man in the country.
He's been a stud all year. And I think the biggest thing in this game is when Ty's healthy, the Cats are they're like a different dimension. And so obviously he had the injury last week, kind of tried to play through it this week, and that did not play well at Tennessee. But this is back at home, right? Back at home against Bama. We're expecting Ty to play in this game, and is provided, as long as he does, I like the Cats 6.5. Should there be some reason why he has to exit this game or is not playing significant minutes, that may be one that you want to take Bama on the live with those points and stuff. But at this point, Kentucky at home, they're way too much for Bama. We've already seen this matchup already, and Kentucky absolutely dominated them. So I expect more of the same, basically. Alabama's kind of struggled this year.
I like Jaden Shackelford. I like Javon Quinterly. They're 2 really good wing players, but UK has an army of wing players.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
always.
They're going to run them off the 3. They're going to keep them running on the defensive end. Quinterly and Shackelford need to really go off for Bama to be an elite team, and you just can't do that with the horses UK can throw at you. Like, it is borderline impossible. I think this game gets out of hand. It's not my lock of the day. That's the next game, but I do like UK to win by double digits. Let's stay in the SEC, and Newman will get a chance to shit on Florida, which, he'll always take the opportunity to do so. Number 2,
I love it.
Number 2, Auburn, only a 3.5 point favorite at Florida. We talk about stinky lines. This seems like a hammer game for me. What am I missing anything here in this match?
I don't think so. So obviously,
this is the stinky line of the day, though, right? Like, this line doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I don't get it at all, because Florida, everything that Florida can do, Auburn can do better. Yep. They've got better bigs, they've got better guard play. Mike White is not a good in-game adjustment coach.
Bruce Pearl should run circles around Mike White. I'm not as down on Mike White as you are, but like going against Bruce Pearl, that's an advantage.
He's not a good adjustments coach. Like if you watch Florida ever play the last 7 years that he's been there, he's never been an adjustment guy. Florida either wins by out-talenting people or they lose the game. And this is one of those where they're going to lose the game. So I'm on Auburn. I think that this line is way too small. And
it will be my biggest play of the day. Hands down. This will be my biggest play of the day.
For sure.
You said it spot on. I like Colin Castleton. I like Colin Castleton coming out of high school. I couldn't believe he went to Florida. Auburn has Walker Kessler. Like Walker Kessler is the 2.0 version of Colin Castleton. And if Colin Castleton can't get going, if they can't get the inside-outside game going, Florida can't score. Auburn can score in bunches. I'm confused. I'm confused, and I'm not going to listen to Vegas. And you'll probably have me swearing in the group chat in about 6 hours. All right, next, let's jump back to the Big Ten. I wouldn't call this a stinky line, but it's probably this game I like the second most out of the entire day. Iowa traveling to Ohio State. Ohio State is a 5-point favorite. Iowa needs this game. They're kind of right where like Indiana, Florida, some of these bubble teams,
very bubble-ish.
Yeah, Iowa really needs this game, but just similar, like you said, Ohio State, every good player Iowa has, Ohio State has a 2.0 version of them on their roster. They're built very similarly. Give me Chris Holtmann at home, even giving the 5 points. The over-under's at 152.5. If you guys like scoring, you have to check out Bama, UK, and Iowa, Ohio State. All four of those teams score a shit ton of points. Are you riding the Buckeyes like I am, Newman?
Yeah, I think Ohio State's just a way better team right now. So that being the case, they're at home.
Keegan Murray's going to have to go for 35, right? And EJ Liddell's going to shut him down. You don't shut down Keegan Murray, but
Liddell he's so consistent, Yep. And that being the case, it's just it's really hard to pick against Ohio State to pick against Ohio State's matchup, basically because of him. And like I said, Ohio State's just a way better basketball team right now. So I'm on the Buckeyes.
More annoying, the McCaffreys or the Boeheims?
The Boeheims.
You just must not have watched a lot of the McCaffreys. They're identical is the answer. All four of them can't graduate soon enough. But I think there's 2 seniors and 2 sophomores, so I think we're gonna have to stick around with Jimmy and Patrick for a while.
Right,
Patrick McCaffrey, like that belongs on St. Patrick's Day only. Let's jump back to the SEC. I hate that
this is quietly one of my favorite games of the day. In all honesty,
I hate that I've adopted Tennessee, but
you really
they're getting 3 points. They're the higher ranked team getting 3 points.
Honestly, both
going to pick against Rick Barnes again.
Both these teams are playing pretty well right now.
They are.
I'm just going to take the home team. Honestly, that's really what it comes down to. Arkansas at home should be a rowdy crowd.
What'd you think about Musselman taking off his shirt last game in celebration?
Like it, honestly,
he's a madman. He's an absolute madman.
The only thing about this game is, God, I hope Jimmy Dykes isn't calling it because I am listening with the sound off. If that's the case,
he does every SEC game. So
I hate Jimmy Dykes. He's
so
bad.
Good luck.
He's. I don't understand how ESPN has all of the worst announcers like that in so many sports. I mean, I'll listen to Jay. That's kind of the only one that's any good, and even he gets annoying at times. So.
Yeah, Jay Billis just thinks he knows he's such
he has a very condescending tone to him.
Yes, he does.
But Jimmy Dykes pretends like he knows everything and doesn't know shit. So there's that too.
I'm all for the show being the Jimmy Dykes hate podcast. I'm all for renaming it for sure. I'm going with Arkansas just because they might be the hottest team in the SEC, not named Kentucky. They're 9-1 in their last 10. They have a phenomenal home record.
Smoking teams too.
They're killing teams. JD Notae, I didn't know him. Honestly, until the last few weeks, I didn't know who JT Notae is. He's averaging almost 20 points a game. This team's really rounding into form. They're dangerous. You know I love Tennessee, but yeah, I'm taking Arkansas here. But yes, this will be the afternoon game. Like I'll probably watch more of this game than the Iowa Ohio State game, honestly. Yeah. One game you won't be able to find on TV unless you live in Utah or Wyoming. But I have to talk about them. You know, we are going to talk so much March Madness, but the Wyoming Cowboys are the story of the year. Like it can't be Murray State because we know Murray State, right? It can't. San Diego State's not there, but sometimes they're there. Sometimes St. Mary's is there. Wyoming is the new Cinderella elite team. I love Hunter Maldonado. I love Graham Ike. Graham Ike is built just like KJ Williams of Murray State. I think Wyoming could be a Sweet 16 team. They're going to blow out Air Force. Air Force is like 3-9 in the Mountain West.
Yeah,
but
Air Force is bad. I'm on Wyoming here. This is probably a game that's 20 points or something like that.
Wyoming's going to get like a 10 seed and they're going to beat a 7 seed. I'm telling you, it's going to happen.
They may beat a 7 seed. I think that's very possible, but
then they get blown out by the teams.
Yeah. They may lose weekend number 2. So
yeah, for sure.
Or the end of the second day of the weekend, rather.
Yeah. I see that for sure. They got one upset in them, and then they'll just get blown out by a top 10 team. But I like the Cowboys. The Cowboys are the fun Cinderella story of the year so far. Let's jump to the night game. 8 p.m. tip on ESPN. We got Madness in Morgantown. West Virginia hosting number 6 Kansas. Kansas giving 4.5 points here. Do you think Huggy Bear and Taz Sherman can pull off the upset, Newman?
Nah, West Virginia's lost 4 of 5. They're not playing very good basketball right now. Kansas is they're just a much better basketball team at this point. So 4.5 points is not scary at all to me. I'm kind of surprised it's this low. I get it's in West Virginia, but they're not. If you're not good, how are you going to defend the home court like that?
So I already know what I'm going to do, Newman. I'm going to lose this UK game. Or no, what game am I putting all my money on? Auburn. I'm going to lose the Auburn game, and then I'm going to double down and try to win it all back on Kansas. I already know that's what's going to happen. I'm going to be about 10 drinks in, and I'm going to be like, I'm going to win it all back on Kansas.
Or you're just going to be printing money today.
One of those. One of those is going to happen.
I don't think we've had many disagreements here, so.
No, we haven't. We start this show off every week. Don't bet the under. I love over 145.5 here. This
you
is
like the under on that, or you like the over on that?
I like the over on this. I'm calling it the Big 12 Autobahn. Both these teams like to get up and run. I think there's going to be a ton of turnovers. There's going to be a ton of easy baskets.
I could see this being a blowout in Kansas's favor, and typically blowouts do not.
They're the under. Over. They're the under. I don't think they get blown out at home on prime time. 8 p.m. tip in Morgantown. That place will be rocking.
Yeah, I mean, it will be. Morgantown does get rowdy. They'll be drinking all day and stuff. And you can't drink all day unless you start in the morning, folks. So hope you're
there we go.
You're drinking with us. But yeah, I'm still on Kansas here. Let's jump to the NHL here. You got one game on the slate here. The Blues and Leafs.
I've been undefeated in my NHL picks, by the way.
Yeah,
we only do one game, but I'm undefeated.
So to me, the metrics all just point in the Leafs' favor, right?
Agreed.
They've scored more points. They give up fewer points. They have way fewer penalty minutes. And they're at home. This is going to be tough sledding for the Blues, and for that reason, I'm on the Leafs puck line.
Oh man, Blues are good, dude. The Blues are good. They got a good defense.
Yeah, but still, I mean, if you're down a goal later in the game, the empty netter is so easy to push that over. It really is. Just is.
It is.
You want to talk about Florida State for some reason. I have no idea why. They have no chance against Duke. Duke's going to win by 20+.
They had a big win against Clemson. Basically,
Florida State beat Duke at home. Florida State's not the same team. Duke's looking for vengeance. We can move on from that. Do you have any thoughts that you wanted to add on that?
No. I mean, basically, like, Florida State is down a little bit worse than IU, but both teams are just looking in such a negative trajectory. I think
Florida State just has way too many injuries. They don't have anyone that can handle the ball, and you get a second opportunity to look at them if you're Mike Krzyzewski. Yeah, no thanks.
You sweep Duke though, and you're right back on the bubble. Like you're
sure,
it doesn't matter.
Yeah. If Florida State pulls an upset for somehow in this game and then goes on a run, the end of the season, maybe
nobody will have
win a couple games in the ACC tournament, then they'll have a chance to make it to the tournament. But I'm not buying it. Just they're not good right
I just
now.
wanted to give you hope. I wanted to give you hope on a Saturday afternoon.
I'm usually the optimist.
You are for sure.
But there's one thing that I do, and that's I know Florida State pretty well. And when Florida State is not good, I am not afraid to admit it. All right, last thing. Dunk contest tonight. There's some pretty decent odds here. Everyone's plus money. Jalen Green, 125. Obi Toppin, 175. Cole Anthony, 350. And Juan Toscano Anderson at 475. Do you have a pick?
I literally don't even know who that. I'm not a big NBA guy. Did you see Cole Anthony's dunk yesterday in the Rising Star contest?
Anthony, he's a little bit of a shorter dude, right? So here's the thing.
His dunks are going to look better because he's a shorter dude.
Crowds love that shit. Exactly. Crowds love that shit. His dad's Greg Anthony. You're a big Cole Anthony guy. You were talking about him as, diaper dandy and stuff like that back when he was at North Carolina a few years back.
Mm-hmm.
And that plus 350 is so juicy. I think it's worth throwing a few dollars on.
Yeah, Obi Toppin.
Obi Toppin to me is the most likely to win this. Jalen Green is the favorite for some reason. I don't buy it. Obi Toppin is a dunk machine, but
he dunks hard. He doesn't necessarily I don't watch a lot of the Knicks, and I think that's who he's on. But I did watch him a lot in Dayton, and I'm sure he's gotten more athletic as he's gotten older. But he always had thunderous dunks, right? Like power, slams. It was never flashy.
Yeah,
and Jalen Green's all flash. He's all flash.
I don't know.
I'm taking Cole Anthony all day. Cole Anthony all day is my bet.
I find him to just kind of be disinterested all the time. Maybe he'll get hyped for this kind of event, but Cole Anthony is a showman.
Yes,
and plus 350, shorter guy. The crowd loves that. I'm gonna stick my money here. I was watching
the
Magic
this morning.
have at least one thing to root for.
I was watching, and sometimes they Zach LaVine beat Aaron Gordon when Aaron Gordon should have won. Zach LaVine won because he was smaller and more athletic. What does that sound like? That sounds like Cole Anthony and Obi Toppin, honestly. But it's always a fun night. Challenge competition. I don't watch much NBA at all, mostly because I don't have a team. But it's the best All-Star weekend, hands down. It's the best All-Star weekend.
Hockey's pretty damn good. The skills competition, stuff like that. The game's actually entertaining, or the games that they have are entertaining. So, but yeah.
But anyway, guys, some awesome high-profile games. If you never watched NBA Saturday night of All-Star Weekend, give it a watch. It's super fun. Newman's gonna go enjoy sunshine, and I am going to stay inside because it's fucking freezing. Until next time, again, can't drink all day if you don't drink in the morning. That's our new mantra. I love it. I got one. I gotta go get one.